What's up guys, I'm back for another palette unboxing and swatching, and today's video we'll be unboxing the Natasha Denona Bronze Palette. I would say I'm a big fan of her palettes because I really like the quality. This bronze palette will be my fourth Natasha Denona palette, so the other three are the Safari All Matte palette, the Sunset palette, and the small tiny camel palette, which is kind of similar to this one. And I think just based on the looks, I could say that these two are very much alike. So this is the Sunset palette and this is the bronze palette onto my left. But anyways, we'll see how it goes when we start swatching it. Alright, let's dive into it right now. So I will be unboxing Natasha Denona's Bronze Palette. So this is the box, nothing special. This is the back part. As you can see, there are shade names written on the side, the ingredients here, but I'm not going to go into full detail on that. Just to get the gist of it, this one is alcohol free, mineral oil free, paraben free, and sulfates free, and not tested in animals. This one has a shelf life of 24 months, and that's about it. So let's go ahead and open the box. This palette retails for 87 Canadian dollars, which is actually cheaper than the regular 170 Canadian dollar price tag that they usually have for the regular palettes. I just took this out of my drawer as a quick comparison of the palette so you guys can see. And as you might have noticed, this is actually smaller than the regular ones. This is very similar to the Sunrise palette and the Love palette that Natasha Denona released a couple years back. Time to open the palette. So it has a magnetic clasp, so it's pretty easy to open it. The palette also comes with a huge mirror which actually filled up most of the cover, which is very convenient. And this palette has 15 colors. It has 6 mattes and the rest of the 9 colors are all glitter or shimmer shades. The colors are amazing. They are usable colors and there's a lot of pretty colors that you can mix and match with. So let's go ahead with the swatching. Alright guys, so these are the colors on the first row. This is Rhodium, Deep Dive, Sundown, Suntan, and True Copper. So there's only one color that really caught my attention, which is True Copper, and the rest is just okay. I thought that the Rhodium would have more of a shimmer to it, but it's very subtle and it's nice. So it has a duochrome. If you flip it back and forth, it has that silver brown color, which is very unique. For Deep Dive, this is a matte color. If you guys notice, if you compare these two colors, the Sundown is very thick. It glided on perfectly on my arm, while Deep Dive is not as consistent as this color. Same goes for Suntan. So these two colors right here are not as impressive compared to the regular Natasha Denona palette. Alright, let's move on to the second row. So this is True Bronze, Ridge, Alloy, High Degree, and Magma. I have the Sunset palette, so I'm pretty sure, at least 98% sure, that most of the colors here are very similar to my Sunset palette, so I will do a comparison later on, but let's just focus on this palette. When it comes to the swatches, it's very nice, it's very thick. Compared to the first row, I prefer the second row a lot better because the colors are very consistent and I don't have any fallouts or whatsoever. So these are the colors that they have. So this is True Bronze, like it's a glitter shade, but the glitter is not overpowering. As you can see, it's very thick and nice. And I think it's very similar to True Copper. I think they're just one tone lighter. So let me go back with the color True Copper again so that we can see. It's like one shade different. I just think that they are very similar with each other. And then for Ridge, it's also nice. If you have noticed, it's just 2 tones darker than Sundown. And next is the color Alloy. It's also a shimmer shade, which is also nice. It's very consistent. I'm so impressed with this. I don't have anything bad to say about this color. Same goes for High Degree. I think this is such a unique color for the palette. I am so excited to use this, and let's go ahead with the color Magma. This is a good transition shade. I can definitely use this color if I want to go for a more bold or smoky eye look. This is nice. I don't have any problems with it, and it's very thick. Alright guys, we're down to the third and last row. So we have the color Beach, Silk, Bliss, Palladium, and Gloaming. In this row, there's only one matte color, which is Beach. Very casual. I think this is a color that Natasha Denona has in one of her palettes, so I don't find this unique. This is plainly a transition shade, nothing special. The next 4 colors are duochrome colors. The only thing about shimmer shades though is that it's a little bit harder to mix and match. So it's either you use it alone or you also mix it up with a matte color. This palette is very limited. There's a lot more shimmer shades compared to the mattes. Most of them are light colors, which are transition shades. So the only dark colors that you can actually mix and match it with is Deep Dive and Magma. For $87, this is actually good because the formula is great. I don't have any problems with it. The colors has a cream to powder finish, which is really nice, and I think that's one of the reasons why it glided on perfectly, because it's not very dry, so you won't have any fallouts at all. So it sticks on perfectly into your skin, but color wise, I don't think that it is a unique palette. Now let me just quickly show you some of the similar colors that I found from Sunset Palette and the Bronze Palette. This one is the color Bronzage from Sunset Palette and the color Silk from Bronze Palette, Mandarin from Sunset Palette, and the color Alloy from Bronze Palette. And this is the color Obeyed from Sunset Palette and the color True Bronze from Bronze Palette. And these two colors are from the same palette, which is Bronze Palette, and they are very similar to each other. The only difference is that this color Gloaming has more of a shimmer, but color wise it has very similar tones. Alright guys, so that's it for the swatches. So yeah, the only thing I didn't like about the Bronze Palette is that it reminds me too much of the Sunset Palette. The quality on this is pretty good as usual. I don't have any complaints about it. If only there weren't so many similar shades that reminded me of the Sunset Palette, I would definitely give it a more raving review. On the flip side, it is much cheaper at 87 Canadian dollars compared to the regular 170. But again, the palette itself is also smaller. Overall, the colors are amazing, but I would say get the Sunset Palette instead if you have the budget for it. And if you don't have the Sunset Palette, then this would be a good alternative for a cheaper price. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. I'll do a full glam look with this palette soon so you guys get an idea of how the shades look on your face. But until then, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified of my next upload. And thank you so much for sharing a hot minute of your time with me. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.